Hello students, welcome to your English class. So in the last lecture we discussed sequence of tenses rule 1 and 2, and we had a discussion on the clauses and its types. So today in this video lesson I am going to discuss rule 3, 4 and rule 5. So all these rules we will cover. So beforehand we would just check the first rule, rule 1, in which we discussed that if in the main or principal clause we have the simple present tense or the future tense, then the verb in the subordinate clause should be it can be any tense. Okay, so for example, I think he's here, I think he will be here, I think he was here. So in the main clause you can check there is the simple present, but in the subordinate clause it can be any tense, and it depends on the sense which is conveyed by the speaker. And in the rule 2, so there are a total 3 tenses in English: past, present and future. So present and future we have done in rule 1. One is left, that is past tense. So if the main clause is in past tense, for example, the train had left before I reached the station. So when the verb in the main clause or the principal clause is given in past tense, then the subordinate clause will also have the past tense only. Now the thing is, in rule 2 there are some of the exceptions. Okay, in English we have many rules, and with many rules we have many exceptions which follows them. So rule 3 is an exception. A past tense in the principal clause may be followed by a simple present tense in the subordinate clause if it expresses a universal truth or a custom or habit. Okay, so even if the main clause is in past tense, our subordinate clause verb can be in present tense if it talks about a universal truth or if it talks about a custom or habit. For instance, I was told that oil is lighter than water. So I was told in the past that oil is lighter than water. Now obviously oil is lighter than water. This is a universal truth, and this universal truth is true in the present, true in the past and true in the future. So in any tense the universal truth is always written in simple present tense only. Then a custom or habit. I learned that Chinese ladies wear fine clothes. He was glad to hear that his son goes to school in time. So among these, between these two examples, the first one is a custom. So it's a Chinese custom, okay, that the Chinese ladies wear fine clothes. So I learned that. So the person learnt in the past about this particular custom, which during the time of speaking also is applicable or true. And in the second example over here, he was glad to hear that his son goes to school in time. This is a habit. So clear? Rule 3, this is an exception to rule 2, that is when the main or the principal clause is having the past tense, it may be followed by a present tense in the subordinate clause if we talk about a universal truth, habitual action or a custom. Then rule 4, even if there is past tense in the principal clause, it may be followed by any tense required by the sense in the subordinate clause when the subordinate clause is introduced by than. So this is easy. So you can just check in all these sentences better than. Here everywhere the comparison is being made. Okay, in all these sentences you can check the comparison is being made. I am talking about rule 4. So here is comparison. Okay, now see, we can compare the past with the present, we can compare the present with future, future with past, okay, and so on. So he liked you better than he likes me. So now you see, past is followed by the present, but it is said past can be followed by any tense when there is comparison. So than word is used, so we can compare. He likes you better than he liked me. He has liked you better than he liked me. He will like you better than he has liked me. So in all the examples, comparison is being made. So irrespective of the fact that the main or the principal clause is in past tense, our subordinate clause can be in any tense, or any tense followed by any tense when there is than. So here the main clause in the second example is likes, present, and here in the subordinate clause it is the past tense. So here also, if I just mark over here the principal clause, so any tense can be followed by any tense. Clear? Now next, now under the rule fourth one, where we have done the comparison when than is there. So a note is being given. If the comparison is expressed by as well as instead of than, then same rule holds good. Any tense may be followed by any tense depending on the sense intended by the speaker. For example, they liked me as well as they like him. So here also you can check. Now the second thing they are saying, even if as well as is used. Now over here is in note as well as is used. So any tense is followed by any tense. They liked me as well as they like him. So this is past, this is present, and in all three sentences you can check as well as is being given. So same rule that holds for than, the same rule holds good for as well as also. They like me as well as they liked him. They will like me as well as they liked him. So any tense followed by any tense. Rule 1 and 2 does not apply here. Then is rule 5. When the subordinate clause is introduced by a conjunction of purpose, such as that or lest, the following rules are observed. So here they talk about these two words. You can check the conjunctions of purpose, such as that or lest. So in these two cases, let us see what are the rules which are applicable. So A, if the verb in the principal clause is in past tense, the verb in the subordinate clause is expressed by might. For example, I worked hard, this is past tense. That they have already said that or less. Two things we have to keep in mind. Whenever subordinate clause starts with that or lest, so there are three things which you keep in mind. I worked hard. So worked here is in past tense. So when that is used, then in here also we will have might. Might is the past. I worked hard that I might win a prize. I had worked hard that I might win a prize. I was working hard that I might win the prize. I had been working hard that I might win the prize. So whenever that is used, it is followed by might in the subordinate clause. When the subordinate clause begins with that and the tense in the main clause, the principal clause is the simple past, the past tense, any form. So it is followed by the word might. In 4 examples you can check. Then in B part, if the verb in the principal clause is in present or future tense, the subordinate clause is expressed by may. So same thing over here which is said, but only one difference is there. In our main clause, the verbs are all present or future. Then that is here, यहाँ पे भी that है. So you can see our subordinate clause begin with that. So it is followed by may instead of might. So this is very easy to learn. And in the C part example, in C, if the conjunction introducing the subordinate clause is lest, the verb in the the subordinate clause has should, irrespective of the tense of the verb in the principal clause. Now this is very important. You have many questions in your, you have many times a question in your exam containing this. Here it is said that if the conjunction with which our subordinate clause starts is lest, it is always followed by should in the subordinate clause. Whether the tense in the principal clause is present, or it is in future, okay, or it is in past, everywhere should will be used. You can check here, should and should. Is it clear? So once again, ABC points. Let us see quickly what is being said here. So in A part it is said that if our main clause is having the past tense and our subordinate clause is beginning with the conjunction that, so it is followed by might. In B part, if the tense in the principal or the main clause is present or future, then subordinate clause beginning with that is followed by may. Then C part, if the subordinate clause begins with lest, okay, irrespective of the verb, the tense in the principal or the main clause, it should be followed by should, whether it is past, present or future here. So always there will be should when our subordinate clause begins with lest. Okay, so I hope rule 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are well understood. So rule 1, let us quickly recapitulate. Rule 1, it says when subordinate clause, when the main clause is having the tense that is present or future, subordinate clause can have any tense. Then rule 2 says that when the main clause is in past tense, our subordinate clause should be in the past tense only. Then rule 3 is an exception to rule 2, that is when the person talks about a universal fact, a custom or a habit, then even if there is the past tense in the main clause, it will be followed by simple present tense in the subordinate clause. And after that, in the rule fourth rule, if the comparison is being made in the subordinate clause and the main clause and the word than or as well as is used, any tense can be followed by any tense. And last, the rule 5, there are ABC 3 points. In the first point we read, when the principal clause is in past tense, the subordinate clause when it begins with that, then it is followed by might. Similarly, B, that if the main clause is in present or future tense, means any 4 types. So, and the word that is used in the beginning of subordinate clause, it will be followed by may. And third one, C, very very important, when the subordinate clause begins with lest, it should always be followed by should, irrespective of the tense in the main clause, irrespective of the verb in the main clause. So I hope you will complete your assignment given at page number 75 based on these 5 rules. Thank you and have a nice day.